One of
the ways you can see whether you have a healthy tule bed is the number of seed heads that you have on the end of your stem. That they ripen from August through September. And seeds are another method for us to propagate and place in other areas of our lake, tules. They become waterborne. The tule has figured out that by the end of the ripening process in September, then the seeds are ready to be dropped. They drop onto water or are blown onto water, and then they will distribute themselves over that water body.
Okay, so this is a trail used by people.
This is a very, very heavily used trail. People's feet and other things have smashed down the tule stems. Then you've laid the soil open for erosion. The wave action here has dug out a lot of the soil and produced this kind of little bowl here, which is also washing out the soil in this area. And what's happening is that it's completely taken away all the soil from this root system, which was holding the soil together. These roots will die after a season. There's been erosion occurring in this area, and you can notice that the soil has spilled into the lake. So the wave action has taken the soil from this area and dumped it further into the lake. And what's happened is the root system of the tule has been uncovered. And that's not bad, but those roots will, after the end of this year, they will die. There's no soil for them to obtain food from. But this is a very good illustration of how dense and thick this root system is.
So you said human activity produced this.
Human activity has produced this, because this is a trail. If we were going to do some soil bioengineering here, we would need to place soil for these roots to grow into, and then make sure we cover the soil with some material that is not going to be washed away.
Got it. So these are tule rhizomes?
These are tule rhizomes. These are very unhappy. They still have living roots, but they are unhappy because they're open to the sunlight. This point around here will probably get direct sun at some point during the day. And they have been sunburned. So a layer of soil would be very nice on this. This plant has been out of water for so long, or at least out of saturated water so long, it's lost its air holding cells and it's died. But on the whole, these roots, see how difficult it is for me to pull that apart? That is still a living root.
Okay. And
that will regenerate a rhizome. But that bit there, see how easy it is to break?
Got it.
Look at this. Easy. That's dead.
Okay.
And it's dead because it's been too dry for too long. Figure your time to do this project. Are you going to have an entire afternoon to be able to do this? That's so many hours. Approximately how many tules are you going to be able to plant in that many hours? And then dig up that many tules that you're going to do that morning.
Okay, so what you're saying essentially is it's a task that you want to start, do the whole process from the beginning to the end within a certain time frame,
in
like
that
a 3
day
or 4,
preferably.
half a day,
Yes.
or a whole day,
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Although, if you start the project in the afternoon and cannot finish it until the following morning, that's okay. as long as we've left the cooler in a cool situation, in a cool area, with the water, that lake water still in it, it'll be okay.
And shaded.
Yes, yes. See the planting site first and figure out what is going to be required. Even, you know, put your spade in to the planting area. See how easy it's going to be to dig it. Because then you can get a better feeling for how many wildling plugs you need to take. Because we're at the getting toward the end of the year, the water level is still going out.
And of course, this is September.
Dropping.
This is September 10th right now.
And the lake level's 2.5 feet today.
2.5 foot Rumsey today. Okay.
And it's still being discharged at a fairly rapid rate, so it's continuing to go out that way. We don't know when the next rainstorms will come to replenish the water and move it in this direction. So because the Tule needs to be in a saturated zone when it's planted, we should plant it either in the water or as close to the shoreline as possible. So we're going to be planting the wildlings at an 18-inch on centers. That means that the center of one wildling will be separated from the center of the next wildling by 18 inches. And if we start measuring from the water line to 18 inches, we could plant one wildling plug here, and then the next wildling plug at 18 inches. Because of the time of the year, I would not go higher up than that. But if it were in the springtime, I would probably go to another 18 inches. And then I will measure the length of the water line in the zone where I can plant tules. And then I would divide that by 18 inches. So for instance, this length is 10 feet. I would divide that by 18 inches, or whatever is easily divisible into 18 inches, and then I can calculate how many plugs I can plant at that 18-inch distance from the water line.
So that would be about 6 of them times 1, 2. So you'd need about 12 plugs?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so here are all our tools. So basically we have a flat spade, and then we have an edger, and then we have a pipe. It's basically a 2x2 piece of pipe fitting, and then a 1x1 piece of pipe fitting, which is going to show us what we're going to cut out and how much space we're going to leave around it. We have the cooler. This should normally be styrofoam.
Without a lid.
Without a lid. And then we have some shade cloth, which we've just put over the top of the tules, and we're going to put some water in it.